This video right here is for coaches and directors of a club. In this example, we'll be using a lacrosse club as our example. So we're going to go in, sign in under our account. We're assuming that the director is already signed up and has a profile. So we'll log in. We're going to start out on our roster page right here. This is where we have the team roster. You're able to edit any of the players. You have an invite button that'll invite that email address that's attached to the player. You can also invite others. We have technology that we are able to attach multiple users to a player. A user is essentially an email address right there. So you're able to have mom, dad, the player all signed in and able to view a player's data. Also able to invite other coaches, skills directors, regional directors, national directors to view the data of this team as well. From here, we are going to go into our reports page. The reports are where the evaluations on players are done. So first, in order to do that, you need to configure the skills. You need to see and choose which skills you want to evaluate the players on. This one we're going fairly basic, speed, agility, passing, attitude, things like that. You do it by position, so as you can see, we're evaluating shooting for the attack versus passing for defense. You can also do a custom skill as well. We're not going to do that here though, so we'll just close out of that. Then from there, we're going to go into create a report. We'll make it a monthly report. For this one, we'll say it's a post-tournament mock report. Give it a date. Right here, this is something we're able to do. We're able to input a YouTube video. YouTube is very easy to use, upload. You're able to copy it and the URL or at the current time. So you're able to start like a larger video, a longer video at a certain point in time so that when the user clicks on it, it'll start right then. This note right here, this is the note that will go out to the entire team. Whereas when we fill out a report, we'll have a section for notes that will go out to each player. So this note, everyone on the team can view. We'll create that report, and it will bring a drop down of all of our players. So then you click on the pen. We have a very easy to use for mobile, on your phone, on your tablet. And what we have right here is I'm not sure if you saw the page before, but we had multiple reports already. So what we can do is we can bring in the last value from our other report, go up or down in values, but it's nice that you can see what you evaluated the player in the last report you had. You're also able to add another note and a video. So yeah, all fairly seamless, easy process. Breaks it down by position. From here, and then these are actually, this is the report page. I'm just going to delete this report though. But yeah, so we already have 4 reports that are all done post-tournaments. From here though, we're going to go into the stats page, which is the exact same format as our skills page. For this team, we're tracking some very basic stats: goals, assists, penalty minutes. We do some work in other areas. You're able to have trainers also attached to a team, so you can track lifting, body weight stats, things like that. And you create a stats event the same way you do a skills event. So where does all this information go? It goes into your dashboard. So right now, as you can see, there's a toggle on the upper left-hand corner, skills and stats. We are on the skills part of it. So this is where we see the team average right here after all of our tournaments for the season, for the fall-winter season. We've got all of our positions checked off. So it's going to show us all the skills that all of those positions are being evaluated on, whether it's, a goalie on rebound control or a midfielder on shooting. From here, we'll go into a player distribution. For one particular skill, it will show every player that is being evaluated on that skill. The coach can see every player's name in this. The parents and players cannot. They can only see their player that's marked in gold, and they can see where they stand in relation to everyone else, but they can't see anyone else's name. From there, we go into skills correlation. So this is interesting because you can do it with things like stats versus evaluation, so effort versus goals. From here, we'll just like choose a common example, just attack, speed and agility versus passing, two fairly random skills, but there's a bit of a correlation there, interestingly enough. From there, we'll go into player comparison, so you can pick out any player on the list of your team and see where they mark up against the average in any different skill that they're being evaluated on. So from there, though, I want to show you, well, actually, let's go to stats right now. So in stats, as you can see, we did some very, high-level stuff, just goals, assists, penalty minutes, and they are very high for this lacrosse team because the stats events that were recorded were post-tournament. So the person recording those stats was doing it for the entire tournament, so 4 games at a time. So, with goals, they had 28 goals or something, so they were averaging maybe 7 goals a game. But from there, I want to go into a data export. The data export is something very useful for coaches and directors of clubs for multiple reasons. This is where you can pull in a report for any team or any number of players, a combination of any team that you're attached to. So this person is attached to a couple of teams in the Chicago area. There's no birth year attached to them because they're all mock players. But let's just say we want to take every player that we know, every midfielder that's a 2023 graduate, and see how they rank. And we'll choose all the different categories, and then we'll export that data on them. Now that's something that's very useful for directors of clubs. You can do it for Team Chicago, Team Charleston, Team Rhode Island. You can pull them all into one report. And right here you can see where their skills averages were for the entire season, where they rank on the team, their distance from the mean. This is very useful. You can see where they are being, where they're above the average for the team. Then moving down to stats here, also very useful. You can see this Mock Midi 14. He was the point leader. Maybe you want to look at him for a regional or a national team. You can see where they rank on the team. So yeah, you can see Mock Midi, I think it's 6, and Mock Midi 14 were a little bit higher. Maybe these are 2 players that should get a look for a higher level team, a premier team, or I'm not sure. There's a number of things that you can do with this data, though. Also, this data is extremely useful for tryouts for the coaches that are going to be coaching the team maybe the next year. You give them a report. So now it's going into your second team because you were attached to 2 different teams. Team green, team black. These are things that you can provide to the coaches for the season. If they want a little bit of historical color on these players, you can do that. You can do it for any number of positions. You can do it for all the positions. It's a different combination for all of them. But if you have any questions at all, please email support@drosif.com. And thank you very much.